Instagram is live.
Okay.
And social live is 3, 2, 1. Social live is good.
Excellent. All right. How are you? Happy Friday. I'm Mel Robbins, and welcome to the last training of our month-long program called Best Decade Ever. I want to welcome you in. In this video, I am going to wrap up a course that we have been teaching to more than 135,000 people around the world. Literally, I don't even know how many countries are involved in this course, but I'm really proud of our global audience. I'm proud of you for being here. If you have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, Best Decade Ever is a free program, and I teach you the science of dreaming big and all kinds of cool small changes you can make to make sure that your dreams come true over the course of this decade. You can still get into the course and do the course self-serve. Just go to melrobbins.com/bestdecade. And in this video, I am going to wrap up the course. I am going to answer a bunch of questions that we have. I am also going to answer the burning question, which is, oh my God, the course is over, now what? And I am going to promise you that unlike every other influencer on the planet, I am not going to pressure you to buy a coaching program or to attend to something. This course was literally my gift and my team's gift to you. We want you to dream bigger. We love the fact that you're a part of our community, and we did this free course as a way to give something to you so that you could kick off 2020 and be in the best position to make this next decade the best decade of your life. And for those of you that don't know me, I am the author of the 5-Second Rule. This is our brand new cover. I'm super proud of it. The 5-Second Rule is a self-published book. It is in 36 countries, in 32 languages. It has sold over 1 million copies, and it is the highest selling self-published audiobook in the history of audiobooks, something else that I'm really proud of. And more importantly, this book right here, the 5-Second Rule, has changed the lives of millions of people. We know of almost 100 people who have reached out to us who have not committed suicide because they've used the 5-Second Rule. We know of pediatricians using it to treat kids with anxiety. We know of veterans organizations using it to help vets manage the triggers associated with PTSD. I personally believe that you change your life in 5 seconds because there is a 5-second window between a moment that you hesitate and actually taking action. And we're going to cover today what are the actions that you can take now that the Best Decade course is coming to a close. Because I think it's really critical in your life to go from being somebody who is thinking about what you need to do and becoming the kind of person that is a courageous doer in your life. And there's a couple housekeeping things that I want to cover. In fact, I have a request. This may sound weird, but given that there are 135,000 of you in this course, I thought, screw it, I'll just ask you for this. I'm trying to put together a video that shows all of the 5-Second Rule tattoos that are out there. We have received so many photos of those of you that have gotten tattoos because of the 5-Second Rule, whether it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or it says 5-Second Rule, or it says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with a rocket, or it's the number 5, or it's 5 seconds, whatever it is. If you have gotten a tattoo, or you had a bracelet made, or you had a sign made, would you mind sending me a photo of it? You can send it to social@Mel Robbins. It's right there on the chyron below me on the lower third, social@Mel Robbins. By sending me the photo, please also give me your name so we can give you a little credit, or so that if we have to get a release, we can contact you. But you could be featured in a really cool video or in one of the speeches that I give in stages around the world. The next speech that I'm giving, there are 9,000 people in the audience. The speech after that has 14,000 people in the audience. And your tattoo, your bracelet, your sign, however it is that you've used the 5-Second Rule in your life, could be inspiring other people to make courageous change in their life too. So that's a personal ask from me to you. So will you let me know before I jump into the Q&A and I answer some of the basic questions that we're getting? Where are you watching from? And if you have a question, please ask your questions in the comments because we may just get to them. And in case you're wondering, yep, these are brand new glasses. I don't know if you like them or not. I don't really care if you do because I actually love them. They make me feel about, I'd say 50 points higher on the IQ scale. There's something about matte black sciencey glasses that make you immediately nerd chic up. Can I get some thumbs up for that, right? Lots of thumbs up. What's that? Yes?
That's a hard.
So, anyway, thank you for the compliment that I just begged you for. Okay, so the biggest question that we've been asking is what happens now that Best Decade is over? Well, first of all, it's never over because you just started the decade, my friend. And I want you to know that everything that you have learned in the Best Decade Ever course is yours. You get to keep it. The videos are all on YouTube. The emails that we have been sending you every day, they're yours. And so anytime that you feel stuck, anytime that you feel like you have fallen, anytime that you get kicked off the course, just come back to the course material. Start it over. Seriously, print out the workbook again. If you want to get into the course, it's melrobbins.com/bestdecade. Also, the Facebook group that we're in, there's 51,000 of you in this Facebook group associated with this course. We are going to keep that Facebook group open. At some point in the future, we may close it, but for now, we are going to keep it open. It will be a place where we will be launching a lot of new content. It'll be a place where we will go first, that in our texting platform and our newsletter list, to announce opportunities to do cool projects with us, to win things. And so if you're not in the Facebook group, just go to Facebook and search Mel Robbins Best Decade. You have to ask to be let in. It is a free course. We have to manually let you in, so just be patient, okay, because there's 51,000 of you in it. But you should understand that everything that you have learned in this course is foundational. Whether we're talking about the science of dreaming big, and why writing down your 5 dreams every day is a really important thing for your brain and for you to be able to train yourself to think more expansively. You also learned in this course what your limiting beliefs are, the beliefs that make you dream small, and the fears that keep you held back. We also talked about your friend group and why it's really important that you surround yourself with a gang of 5 people. And we talked about the 5 kinds of people that you need in your life and why those people are so important for your dreams. We talked about strategies for how you deal with negative people in your life and what to do when the people that are closest to you, your family, your partner, your best friends, are not supportive of your dreams, and how to build boundaries and force fields. And then finally, we gave you a toolkit that you can use that are foundational habits. These are keystone habits. These are the atomic habits. This is the book that everybody's reading right now. All these habits are the same, by the way. It's the small things that you come back to every single day in order to keep your life inching forward, in order to help you dream big, and in order to help you go for your dreams and pursue them. Remember, this is not a course about 1 month. This is a course about opening your mind to the possibilities that you could achieve if you allow yourself to dream on a scale as big as 10 years. I think the biggest lesson for me in doing this course, and this is a really personal lesson, is that your dreams are not meant to be achieved and gripped tightly. Your dreams serve a critical purpose in your life. Your dreams are meant to be pursued. And what I have learned firsthand in my life is that when you pursue your dreams, your whole life opens up in ways that you can't even imagine. And I have also learned firsthand that achieving your dreams is just a moment. That's it. That's all that it is. And the second that you've achieved your dreams and you grip onto them too tightly, it's like they dissipate and disappear in your hands. The art of all of this, everybody, is the pursuit of your dreams. And, one of the things that's happened in this course is when I started this course, I was very open about the fact that one of my biggest dreams ever since I was like yay high growing up in Western Michigan, was to host a daytime talk show. And I launched this course having achieved my dream. I have a daytime talk show. It is on 5 days a week in the United States. And you can find it by going to melrobbinshow.com, and you'll be able to find your local listing. We're on nationwide. I'm incredibly proud of this show. I achieved my childhood dream, and I joined the ranks of a very small group of people with singular names like Ellen and Oprah and Phil and Steve and Rachel, and it goes on and on and on. And so I literally am part of this small group of people who can say they had a daytime syndicated show on national television. And what's fascinating is during the course of leading a class with you and teaching you how to achieve your biggest dreams and pursue them, I found out that we're not going to go to season 2. The show is on air until the middle of September, which is amazing. It has been the experience of a lifetime. And so I am now in the same place that so many of you are in. I'm now in the mode of dreaming big again. And I'm in the mode of figuring out, what am I going to pivot to next? Because you're never starting over. You're always continuing. You're never starting over. You're always continuing with experience. It's never a failure, because everything that happened in pursuing this dream, whether it turned out the way you thought or not, it has prepared you for what you're going to do next. I've been telling you that ever since I started this journey in daytime television 18 months ago. And I believe that more sitting here right now talking to you than when I first said it 18 months ago. That it's never about your dream. And specifically in my case, it was never about a daytime talk show. It was about growing and pursuing something that I dreamt about and doing it in service and in an attempt to make a deep and profound impact, which I know in my heart and in my soul that I have done. So you could say, I failed because we're not going to season 2. I don't say that. I say I pursued it, I achieved it, and all dreams that you achieve disappear once you grab them. And then that means it opens up a door. What happens when a door closes? Walk down the hall and kick in another one. That's what you do. And that's what I'm going to do now. And so how am I going to do that? I'll tell you what. I'm going to go back to week 1, best decade ever, and I'm going to start dreaming again. Because what I've realized in dreaming is that there's a lot that I truly want to do that I've been afraid to write down. There's a lot that I've been wanting to take on in my business, whether it's events, which, if you've been following me for a while, we don't do events. We do online courses. You can hire me privately to speak. I have a daytime television show. We reach almost 2.5 million people a day online with free content. I write books. I do a ton of stuff with Audible, but I don't do events. We're going to do events. That's a big dream of mine, to do events. There's other things that are going to happen. And so just because you're not where you're at, that does not mean it's over. I want you to hear this loud and clear. How many of you started Best Decade Ever? And if you're honest with yourself, you're not proud of where you are right now. You're frustrated. You feel like you failed. You feel like you let yourself down. I'm sure we're getting a bunch of thumbs up on this one. That's okay. That's okay. You see, the secret is not beating yourself up. The secret is accepting where you are and making a choice, making a decision to dig in and do more. That's the secret. There's no kind of magic bullet here. There's no magic medicine here. You get what you're willing to work for. And it's fine that you didn't do the course every day. It's fine if your dream didn't turn out in a month. It's fine if you picked a theme for this year and you've already switched. There's just more work to do. That's it. And beating yourself up and making yourself wrong, I'm going to tell you what, it only does one thing. It keeps you stuck. And that thinking is a fucking pattern. And it needs to end. And that's where you need to do the work. And so if you're sitting here watching this training and you're disappointed with where you are and you're judging yourself, the message for you is you got to stop fucking doing that, because that's the problem. The problem is you keep pounding yourself with judgment. And if you're busy holding yourself back with that much judgment and that much self-loathing, you're never going to move forward. So you got to learn how to stop that right now. Let me think, what else? Where do I want to go? Do we have any questions from our audience that we want? Did we have anybody from LinkedIn? I'm not sure I've taken a question from LinkedIn ever. And we're one of the few people that can stream on LinkedIn.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, we have?
Yeah,
oh, we have?
for sure.
Okay, cool.
I think no, that one's from text.
Okay.
Let's look
We're
at
gonna. If you're on LinkedIn watching, this is your chance, because I'm looking for a question from LinkedIn. But go ahead and shout out another question, or some of the countries that are watching. Go ahead.
We got Kenya,
Australia,
as always, our favorites.
as always, India, yes,
the UK, South Africa,
South Africa,
Brazil, Venezuela.
Hi, Venezuela. How you doing? And it goes on and on and on and on and on.
Absolutely.
I have some questions here, but does anybody want to throw out a question from the comments?
LinkedIn is getting there. We're on like a 25-second delay.
Gotcha. Okay, so
we're
LinkedIn,
getting-
you're a little behind. They're probably having to put a swear kind of filter on me.
The last question on that briefing, the last one,
Yep.
was from our text platform, and I thought that was really good. I think it's from Shar.
Okay. Shar says, every time I think I've found my calling, I start out strong and then lose interest. I studied to become a linguist, a lawyer, an art appraiser, and a college counselor, but I've never translated that into a career. Once I finish the schooling, I lose all interest. Have I just not found the right career yet? I'm confused and stuck. Well, how many of you can relate to this? You feel like you lose interest in the thing you pursue. You're super passionate, and then you flame out. And then you're super passionate, and then you flame out. And then you're super passionate, and then you flame out. Here's what's interesting about that pattern. Number one, it's a pattern. And sometimes patterns are broken, and sometimes patterns are just patterns. And when it comes to somebody who gets really fired up about something, and then you immerse yourself, and then you lose interest, here's what I know about you. You are basically, and it goes from like one flower to another flower to another flower to another. That's what you are in life. And that's okay. What that tells me is you're an incredibly curious person. And I'm the exact same way, by the way. I bet I've changed careers like 23 times. And I'm about to change careers again, because for the last year, I have been a daytime syndicated talk show here in the United States. And come the end of September, when my show stops airing on television, I will have reinvented myself again. Why? Not because I'm a failure, not because I'm losing interest, but because I'm constantly interested in learning. And so, number one, stop making yourself wrong if you dart from one thing to the next. Number two, find the power in that pattern. And the power in that pattern is that you're energized by learning new things. The power in that pattern is you're a curious person. And so if you truly do want to find something and stick to it, I would consider either an industry or a role where you're always going to be learning something, or I would consider going into teaching, where your intellectual curiosity can help you deepen your knowledge of things and continue to bring a new approach to it. But that kind of interest that comes and goes and fades, that's not a flaw, that's a strength. And you got to put that to your advantage and stop beating yourself up. Maybe you're never supposed to have a career. Maybe your life is going to be an amazing collection of experiences that all stack up into one of the most amazing journeys on the planet. Because unless you're going to do a career that requires a very deep technical skill set, whether you're going to be an engineer, whether you're going to be a doctor, whether you're going to be a physicist, whether you're going to be a chemist, whether you're going to be something that requires technical expertise, one thing to remember is every single thing you do in the career vertical is building a skill or an experience or a network of people that you take into the next thing that you do. And so stop beating yourself up, embrace the hummingbird pattern in yourself, and either find a...
LinkedIn one.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
there we go.
Brittany on LinkedIn.
Brittany.
What do you suggest doing when you can't come up with your big goals that aren't generic, like be a millionaire, retire early? I'm really struggling to find my passion and purpose.
Ooh, what do you do if you can't come up with your big goals that give you passion and purpose? So here's what you do when you feel stuck about finding your big goals. I want you to do I'm going to give you 2 exercises. And we talked about these, by the way, in the program Best Decade Ever, which you can find at melrobbins.com/bestdecade. Number 1, use the jealousy test. I love this test. I want you to look around and out in the world and ask yourself, who am I jealous of? Jealousy is an incredibly powerful tool because it signals an energy inside of you, this shift inside of you when you see what somebody else is doing that is signaling, I want that. Now, here's how you use jealousy productively. You need to unpack it. So you gotta, once you identify who are you jealous of, you gotta unpack it and ask yourself, what exactly are you jealous of? It's easy to be jealous of people with millions of dollars, and it's easy to be jealous of people that got all kinds of fancy stuff, travel all the time. It's easy to be jealous of people that are big in life. But what is it exactly that you're jealous of? And don't pick the financial freedom part of it, because I think we all want that. But I want you to pick what is it about their day-to-day life and what they focus on that stirs that in you. And if you unpack that, you're going to start to get clues that will signal to you what you need to start investigating. That's number 1. You can come at it a second way, which is think about the things in your life that you've done that really energize you. What does energize mean? It means, a lot of people say you do it for free. I say it a different way. When you think about doing it, something inside you opens up. You look forward to it. That is also a clue. So I agree with you. Stop with the big, broad goals and dig a little bit deeper to find the data and the clues that are stirring and stimulating something that's naturally inside you. Yes, you got another one?
Yeah, this is from Annie on our community text platform.
Annie, so happy you're on our community texting platform.
I know what I'm good at. For example, I'm funny, I teach dance, I'm a good writer, I'm an educator, and I'm good at public speaking. I really want to help people, but how do you take your talents and make a big dream out of it?
So Annie's really good at speaking, at dance, at inspiring people. She's funny. Sounds like she's hardworking. She's passionate. How do you take all those things and, what was it, turn it into a big dream?
Yes.
You know what I think the best example of this is right now? I cannot overemphasize the power of positivity, the power of enthusiasm. You don't have to know where something is leading in order to show up and be the most enthusiastic, powerful, infectious version of yourself. And I'm going to give you an example that I think everybody on the planet can relate to. So if you have not watched the series Cheer on Netflix, please run, don't walk. It's awesome. And one of the reasons why it's awesome is because there is a character on this reality series that follows a junior college cheerleading school.